Reflecting on my pedagogical practicum process. My pedagogical objective is to teach with purpose, creative, and comprehension. To teach with purpose means to teach with an objective. This for me and for my students. Even if this objective is a simple thing like learn a grammatical structure or a communicative mm, strategy. Mm, and in the case of me, to learn a new strategy, to implement something new, and learn from that. In the case of to teach with creative means to solve in every kind of moment, like you know, in the case when I'm teaching, when I'm planning, when I'm thinking back, be creative to take decisions, like you know um, think of new strategies is also a creative process and a creative activity. And to teach with the comprehension is also to think in the context, in my own context and the context of my students, to keep in mind those things. When planning, my philosophy is always with intention that my students learn something from me or from my um, material that I create. Mm, Even if this is just a simple dynamic or a simple activity, but with the intention that they learn something, to do something. And this refers to be conscious of the limited things that uh, they have, or their context, or the desires, or the needs, all those kind of things. For that, what do I plan in that way is because of the things, because of the context, because of the needs, and because of the desires. In the case of the needs, it refers to the things that I mm, don't have, like I don't have the opportunity to print everything because I don't have a lot of money, so I need to do everything from scratch, or be creative to solve that situation. And the case of the needs of my students, it refers to to be aware of the limited things that they don't have, like technology, or the over overcrowded classroom, all those kind of things. Or because of the desires, it means to take into account the tastes of my students and my own taste or likes. And in the case of the context, uh, it refers to my own context and the context of my students. To try to read all these kind of things is going to make the lesson plan um, reachable for me and for the students. When teaching, the first challenge that I found is the topic, because I found that the topics that they have planned are disorganized, and I think that one comes first that the other one, and that is like you know a difficult part of teaching, because I can create an structure, that's something that can comes first, and something that comes after that topic. And the second challenge is the time, because the time sometimes could be a friend and an enemy. An enemy in the case that, mm, when you're teaching, the time is like running and running, and you can complete the lesson plan, and you feel too frustrated and a little bit blamed for that. And a friend, because if you create a, a dynamic with the according time, you can do it, and the time is going to be your friend to do it. But in my case, is my enemy. So I guess you go. When thinking back, in my case, can happen um, while I'm teaching in the same moment, and I try to solve that, like the problem in that is happening in that moment. But um, but when I'm thinking back, when I'm planning, I try to solve it with the gamification, because the students could find this fun and interactive, and they try to engage, participate more and more, and also with the experiential learning, because they could find like a prior knowledge and connect this with the new topic that they are learning, and this is going to be easy for them and help every lesson. And finally, um, when thinking back, I always think in collaborative work, even if this is just for pairs, that they could find support and feedback from their uh, partners, and this is going to be useful for them. And that's it. When I'm teaching again, I avoid to implement the same mistakes that I had in the previous lesson plans, or to, like in the case of the time, to create the activities according to this time. um, but also I try to implement the strategies that um, I solve when I thinking again. And but with that comes to know of me, and when I'm teaching again, I try to recognize my weaknesses and strengths, because it is important to work on my weaknesses and to work on my strengths as well, in the same way when I'm teaching again. So that's it.